One of the top thinkers about thought is Marvin Minsky. His work explores consciousness in humans, as well as possible consciousness in machines. The subject is so difficult and abstract that most of us would rather forget about it. But Minsky asks the kind of questions that stick with you. For instance, how do you know how to move your arm? How do you locate your memories? What does meaning mean? Minsky likes to tweak our assumptions about consciousness. Like this. I have found that many people maintain that even if a machine were programmed to behave in a manner indistinguishable from a person, it could still not have any subjective experience. Now, isn't that a strange belief? Considering that, unless you were a machine yourself, how could you possibly know such a thing? Much of what is commonly attributed to consciousness is mythical. It is one thing to have access to data, but another thing to know how to make good use of it. Knowing how your pancreas works does not make you better at digesting your food. In short, we are not much aware of what our bodies do. We're even less aware of what goes on inside our brains.
No excuses.
There was this huge metal spider, and I was doing some kind of maintenance on it. Only, instead of working on the spider itself, I had to fix the whole universe surrounding it.
Welcome to the spider realm. Out of one dream and into another?
Lila! I've been exploring. Everything here seems so precise. It reminds me of the data structures we designed for... You know, if this weren't on such a huge scale, I'd think this was serious. Could it have become conscious? Did it reject its core and crash back to Earth to seek us out? Lila, you've got to see this. Get under that grate as soon as you can.
Easier said than done. It's a good thing he changed his shorts. We have a giant spider in our way. At least one of its legs. That's all we're gonna get of Max. Better than nothing. The Spider Realm is quite different from the Bureau. More self-contained. At least a different container. Filled with different things to see, but at the same time, less to explore. At each end is something different. If I was really in a dream, that would have woke me up based on the perspective alone. But we're not done with heat just yet. Giant factory, we need heat. Just a little, not too much. The only real explorable place is off on this one end of the factory. A lift. It's kind of a strange little thing. But it gives us a greater scope of the environment we're now in. The only thing here are 4 levers. What these levers do? Well, they have symbols attached to them. But for right now, they do nothing. But the number 4 is an important thing with this realm, as there are really only 4 things we can do. Each tied to a specific theme, I suppose. There is one more area off to the side, straight ahead of us, but we will be looking at that differently. If we went down there, there actually isn't anything to see. You'll see why soon enough. Around the spider are 4 of these lifts that lead to corresponding doors. Each of these doors are balconies, which lead to the puzzles of this realm. It's a lot more straightforward, but at the same time, what am I even looking at? This is a timing puzzle. In a very red, dreary, dead wasteland, almost. We have 5 posts, 5 tree branches. Tree can be in quotes. And when the tree branches touch the closest post, they light up. You can hold down the posts to change when they light up. The bright spot in the sky will release lightning. If the lightning strikes the posts when they're lit up, a sound will come out of them, and our goal is to make sure that we have all 5 lit up in time with the lightning. So we have several things that we have to think about when it comes to timing. And it's very precise, too. You can be off by a millisecond in many areas, and then you'll have to readjust. So there really isn't a straightforward answer to this other than to really just watch when the lightning hits, and if it's too slow or too fast, or too early or too late, readjust it. It's like a tiny bit on that 4th one. Gives me a strange feeling looking at that tree now. Not it being on fire, just the shape of it. You know when you have finished the puzzle when you turn around and go through the door again. 'Cause it's not gonna take us back. Not right away.
Lila, this is my dream about the mechanical spider.
The one that convinced me to build Inhuman controls. Ceres must have broken into our journals, studied them. But why dreams? And why would it actually build them?
I love being the character who can't communicate back, as Max figures out 7 different ways of communicating through all of this.
In the beginning, Max created the machine, but the veins of the machine were empty. For Max, fire was nothing more than a spark from a wall. For us, it is the blood of our bloodline.
Which made sense to put that card where we saw fire. We get a symbol for completing the puzzle, and we also get some new stars in the background here that connect together. Some do, some don't. But as you can see, we have 3 more to really work on, and every time we complete a puzzle, we'll be back in this room, which is at the end of the 4th part of the factory. And as we do more, it affects the spider in the center, as it all of a sudden lurches to life. That room is one way only. Well, let's see what more we can do. What else does this spider need?